gas up the Jeep, it's good to be free. Load up the pans and fishing poles. The highway is long, the wheels turning round. Pack up the cook stove and the bowls. Arlo and I, we hit the open road. Arlo and I are on the road.
Hey everybody, well, I'm out and about again today. I'm really out and about today. I'm actually in Tennessee, up by the Smoky Mountains, visiting my mom way out here. And wow, it's so beautiful. It's been raining. I got here yesterday and it's been raining ever since I got here. So nice to be out in the deciduous forest. So much different than what I'm used to walking around in Arizona. Elm trees, hickory trees, tulip poplars, lots of maple trees and all that. Just a totally different environment up here, and it's so nice. I'm just gonna look around here and just kind of enjoy the weather here, see what we can find. So all over the ground here, you can see these are the flowers from the tulip poplar or the tulip tree, which is really beautiful, pretty cool. Something I haven't seen for a long time. When I was a kid growing up in Illinois, these are really a tree that was all over the place. They do have an interesting shaped leaf, which I was trying to find one on the ground here, but of course it's springtime, so there aren't any leaves on the ground, just some old dead ones, and I was trying to see if I could find one from last year that shows you the shape, but they have a really cool shape to the leaf, but I don't see any around here right now, but if I can find one, I will show you what that looks like. But speaking of interesting shaped leaves, this is one of my favorite plants, and when I was a kid I used to love to find this this tree here. It's the sassafras tree. And you can see that the sassafras tree has 3 different shaped leaves. It has this one with the kind of the 3 lobes. It has one that looks like sort of like a mitten with 2 lobes, and then it also has just this sort of standard leaf-like shape there, which is really cool. Really beautiful tree. Look at that. Of course, when I was a kid, when I would find these, I would dig up the small ones and try to dig up the roots and use it to make tea, and it tastes exactly like root beer, because originally this was the plant that they used to use to make root beer with. But it definitely has a great root beer flavor, the roots. But the other thing about this plant is that the leaves are used to grind up and to make filet powder, and that's what you would have in like a gumbo filet, and that was used as a thickener by the Native Americans and also the early settlers down in Louisiana to make their filet gumbo. And like I said, it's you take the leaves and you dry them up and grind them into a powder, and that's used, and it really kind of, when you add it to a liquid, it thickens it up, so which is pretty cool, and it adds a distinctive flavor to it. That's the sassafras plant, one of my favorite plants to find. Now it's starting to rain here pretty good again, but oh man, that's such a beautiful sound. But I'm standing under this big group of hickory nuts here, hickory tree. I don't know if you can see it, but the clouds have come down low through the valley here, and it looks really beautiful there. I'm kind of hunkered down here under some trees, trying to stay dry here for a second, but then I'll wander out and maybe I can get a better view out over the valley there. That rain is really coming down hard right now, and I'm just trying to stay dry here for a second. I don't think it's going to pass by. It's been coming in waves, so I'm hoping that I'm not going to get soaking wet here. Otherwise, I'm going to run back to the house here. All right, so here are those beautiful tulip tree leaves. I've always loved the shape of those leaves. Looks like a tulip, but you can see all these leaves. Very pretty, very beautiful tree. Now I'm standing here next to this, how do I point? Where is it? There. That birdhouse. I'm sure my dad built that birdhouse. It's still there. I'm trying to be careful walking around, watch where I'm walking, as there are a lot of copperheads out here. And copperheads, geez, they blend in so well that I wouldn't see it. Man, you can step on them and you can't see them. They just have such great camouflage. So I'm used to being out in Arizona with the rattlesnakes, and of course they give you a nice little warning. So I'm just trying to video and walk around, but be really careful. You know, not weirdly careful, but just especially next to the logs and stuff where I'm putting my feet and my hands and things, you know. I'd really like to collect a little bit of this sassafras root, just like I did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to collect it all the time. I might do a little bit of that. I'd also like to collect maybe some of these sassafras leaves here and dry them out and use them for, like filet powder. But we'll see. But I think I'm going to try to dig up a little bit of the roots. Now, they used to sell it in the store. So when I was a kid, I used to be able to buy sassafras root at the grocery store. But I think it's somehow mildly carcinogenic or something like that, so they stopped selling it. But I think you'd have to have so much of it to actually affect you in any way. I said just some sassafras tea here and there. I don't think it's going to bother you at all. But that's why you don't see it in the stores anymore. Also, they also use a different type of artificial flavors to make root beer, so they don't use the sassafras root anymore like they used to do. But I don't know. But you can see right here a lot of these sassafras trees are like seedlings all over the place, all over this kind of hillside here by my mom's house. See, there's a larger one over there. They're mostly kind of a understory type of a tree. They don't get real big. Anyway, the sun's coming out a little bit here, poking through the trees, and I collected some of this sassafras root. Let's see what I do with it. Over here, I have some of this. I dug up this small little piece. I've got this little sassafras root here. I got a couple more little pieces here, and I'll get those washed up. And I don't know, wish you could smell it. It smells exactly like root beer. And I just remember being a kid and digging these up and bringing them home and making sassafras tea with this, and it's so delicious. It's so good. It smells just like perfect root beer. I wish I could just save this so I can smell on it. And I also collected, a few of these sassafras leaves, which I'm going to dry out and use for filet powder, which that'll be a fun project for later. We'll make some gumbo. We'll make some filet gumbo. So I collected my little cargo of sassafras leaves and sassafras root, and I'm going to take it back in and I'm going to make some sassafras tea. But before I do that, I'm just going to kind of look around in the woods here and see what else I can find. I'm bound to find some nice mushrooms in here. Now, there are a lot of plants and mushrooms out here, and I don't have a lot of experience foraging for plants in Tennessee. Well, actually, I have no experience foraging in Tennessee. But as far as plants and mushrooms go, there's a lot of crossover. I did grow up in the Midwest, so there's a lot of plants here that actually is what I'm more familiar with even than I am in Arizona. So there's a lot of things here that are familiar to me. So this is a lot of fun because I haven't been able to root around in forests like these for quite a long time. And there are, as far as mushrooms go, a lot of similarities to the mushrooms in Arizona too. So as a kid, I grew up foraging for mushrooms, hunting for mushrooms out in the woods. I spent a lot of time, actually, spent most of my time out in the woods of Illinois and Indiana. And I kind of really, that's really where I gained my great love of being outside. So a lot of experience with that. As a kid, they would really turn us loose in the morning, and as long as we proved that we were still alive, at some point in the middle of the day, we'd go back out and we would spend our entire day out in the woods. Those are the days, right? A lot different than it is now. They'd send a bunch of kids out with their shotguns and BB guns and all that, and just hey, go out and have a good time. And we sure did. We would build our shelters and our forts, and we'd go fishing and go out on the lake and all that. And they had a big bell on their porch, and when they wanted us to come back, they would ring. They had this big old ship's bell, and they'd ring this bell, bang, bang, and then we would hear that even way out there, and we would come back running for lunch or dinner, whatever. But most of the time, we spent just out in the woods, and we'd always find all kinds of good things to eat. I don't know if you've ever had pawpaws, but that was probably my very favorite tree to find out in the woods in the fall. With pawpaw trees, and they would just be filled with beautiful pawpaw fruit, and those are delicious. They taste kind of like a soft banana. Well, they have a very tropical flavor, but they're actually native to Midwest United States. I don't know if they're out here. I wish I could find some of those. But this is not the time of year anyway. This is the middle of May, and pawpaws aren't ripe until fall anyway, so I wouldn't be able to find those anyway. But I am looking forward to making some of that sassafras tea. That's going to be delicious. Now, if this video looks a little bit different or a lot different, I didn't bring my GoPro, which is normally what I video with, is a GoPro, and today I'm just using an iPhone, so it's going to be visually a little bit different, but I think it's still pretty good. The quality is really nice, and the sound quality is really nice. It's raining again. We were looking on the internet a little while ago, and my mom saw that in town down there, there have been bear sightings, so they are starting to come up, and they'll be coming up the mountain here pretty soon if they're not here already. So just something to be aware of. I'm not too worried about black bears. Just like in Arizona, they're all over there too. Definitely a lot more out here than there are in Arizona. I think last summer I saw maybe 4 while I was out and about goofing around with Arlo. But I never really had any encounters with them. I saw them from a distance and all that, so that was good. But out here, it's way more common, and there are a lot more black bears out here than there are in Arizona. It's very common here to see black bears, so just always something else to be aware of. Just be careful of. They're mostly not going to be a problem, but a lot of times in Arizona, even though I most likely don't need it, I do have bear spray with me with my stuff and all that, and I do have some here just in case, but I don't really worry about it too much, but you never know. You might be hiking and paying attention to mushrooms or something like that, and then all of a sudden you come in between a mother and her cubs and didn't even realize it. So just those kind of bizarre, weird situations where you just have to be careful. For the most part, as long as you're talking and making noise, and just the fact that I'm walking around here talking to the camera and all that is most likely enough for any bear that were around here to kind of stay clear, unless they're really used to people, and which a lot of them in some of these areas are, because they know they can get food around houses and stuff. So But that's, you know, always the case, just always something to think about. All right, so I have this little glare here coming through here because I have a light above my head. But I'm going to, I'm in the house and I'm going to cook up some of this sassafras root. This right here. Oh, it smells so good. That just smells just like root beer. So I'm just going to chop it up a little bit and I'm going to put it in this, I've got this little saucepan with water, and I'm going to simmer that for a little bit. It tends to have like a little reddish color, if I remember when I was a kid, and then we'll try it out. So we'll just let that simmer for a little bit. You can see how the little bits of bark and stuff, if I were smart, I would have put it in some cheesecloth or something like that. But of course, I'm doing it the wilderness style, and I'm just going to throw it all in there. So look at the color change already. We just got started, and it has like a nice sort of orange color. I just remember this as a kid. Boiling it and becoming like a nice, almost reddish color. It's been going for like 2 or 3 minutes here. Our tea is looking really good. Look at that beautiful color on there. And I'm going to attempt to try to pour it into this glass. I have a little strainer on here. So let's see how well I can do that. Oh, actually did really good. I didn't make a mess at all. That's surprising. Look at that. Look, the color of that sassafras tea. That really brings me back to being a kid, and well, you know, that makes sense. I'm here at my mom's house, and I haven't seen her in a while, and you know, nothing like coming and spending time with your mom to make you feel like a kid. But this sassafras tea really takes it over the edge. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I wish you could taste this. I wish you could smell this. Anyway, this was kind of like a fun little video of me just kind of exploring a little bit around the area, and I hope to do a few more videos while I'm here. But this is sort of my introductory video here out in Tennessee, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun for me, and well, if you like this video, please subscribe. That always helps us a lot. And we will see you in the next one.
Load up the pans and fishing poles. Arlo and I, we hit the open road. Arlo and I.